All right, welcome back to Two Idiots Doing a Sports Podcast. I am Daniel. Nate is on the other side. We have a lot to talk about today. There has been a lot going on just in sports in general, baseball in particular. The MLB deadline is coming up as of when we're recording this in 4 days. The 31st is the deadline. So 4 days, and teams are starting to get moving on their different ads, getting rid of guys, getting different prospects. So we will cover some of those things that are happening in the MLB. Some pretty big moves, some questionable ones that we'll cover, and just kind of give our grades on those things. Also, the MLB Hall of Fame induction is this weekend also, so we will cover the guys that got inducted into the Hall of Fame, which is, in my opinion, one of the hardest Hall of Fames to get into because there are just so many good players, and it's hard to be great in the MLB consistently and for a long period of time. Then we will jump into our other topics in the NHL, NBA, NFL. We have some things there. Once again, they aren't playing right now. NFL is just getting started up with training camp, so not a lot to talk about in those things. A lot of them are still in their off season, and for NHL and NBA, a lot of the big guys have already gone off the board, so we're just waiting to hear on extensions, trades, different things like that on that side of things. And then we'll cover our normal little games that we do, our icebreaker. We are going to cover the 5 through 8 least hated teams for the NBA. We finished up the NFL. If you're interested on that list, you can go listen to our last podcast where we finished it out. And then we'll do our Immaculate Grid, Pickle, Batter Up, and then Randomized Championship. We're going to do something a little different as an icebreaker. We say that we know ball better than some of the ESPN analysts, so this isn't going to be just ESPN analysts, but we are going to do our own. We have to cut 3, and we unfortunately have to keep 6 of these guys, and we will cover that here in a second. Actually, we can just jump into it right now. So, the list that we came up with is Colin Coward, Nick Wright, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, Skip Bayless, Max Kellerman, Jason Whitlock, Mad Dog Russo, and Kendrick Perkins is a list of 9 people that we have. Once again, we are cutting 3, and we have to keep 6. So, Nate, do you want to kick us off, or do you want me to kick us off?
I'll kick us off. Now, this is going to be really tough. Obviously, a lot of um, incompetent analysts here. A couple, though, are really good at one thing, and that is entertaining the people. So I'm not going to cut Stephen A with my turn because, I've just learned to grow to appreciate him for um, dramatics and humor. He does what he does on purpose, I'm convinced at this point. Otherwise, there's just no way he can be this stupid. But there is one guy that's truly this stupid. The first guy I'm cutting is Skip Bayless. If you have a whole video of you debating whether or not Aaron Rodgers is transcendentally great, and you're just debating yourself for like 2 minutes as to whether or not he's good, you are just mind-bogglingly bad. And the fact that, he took things personally, say what you want about Shannon Sharp, but, him getting in a heated debate with Shannon and saying he's nowhere near as good as Tom, whether or not that's obviously true. Shannon's still a Hall of Famer and was I think a 7th round pick or undrafted, I don't remember, but he was picked late. So Shannon's a respected guy in the community, and Skip, when he's losing an argument, decided to make things personal. It's not professional. And amongst other things that were going down with the Joy Taylor drama, won't get into that, but he's just a really, really bad analyst. His Baker take was horrible. Or no, it was Johnny Manziel, saying, "Hey, LeBron, look out. This is Johnny's town now." Like, bro. I just don't know what else to say. So Skip, I think, is the most incompetent guy here on this list, and he's got to go. So, and it says a lot because he's not my least favorite here, but we have to get rid of the guy that's the worst at his job, in my opinion. So, who are you gonna cut?
Um, do you want to just go one by one? Where you will cut your three, but we'll just
Oh yeah, I
bounce
could
back
cut
and
my
forth,
three. I could
or
cut
do
my
you?
three, and then you could cut your three. I
Cool.
guess we could do it that way. So I'll just write down. Okay. So Skip. So my next guy I'm cutting. I mean, this is not a surprise. Nick Wright. This man just infuriates me to my very core. Um, Look, I respect Mahomes and all, and he's a good quarterback. Obviously, he's a winner. Whether or not he's gotten a little help from referees, I can't judge. Of course, I'd be a hypocrite. But Nick Wright just takes glazing to the whole next level, and he just, you know, nobody else matters in his universe, and it's just crazy to believe. And just he is just mind-bogglingly dumb. I can't really remember like a most recent take that he particularly has that's just truly bad. Um, it's just more about the fact that he is unprofessional in the sense that he just meat rides out of his mind. So I think that's the bigger issue with me for Nick more than anything. But I mean, he is universally hated by the sports community. He's got to go. Number three, now this gets tricky because there are a lot of bad guys here. It's like Coward I could get rid of, but I don't know if I will because I did like him in Sports Nation. But once he got his own show is when he became really bad. Um, Max Kellerman. See, I can't. I don't know if I want to cut Max. The problem with me throwing up Max is he's not really an analyst anymore. He's back into boxing, so maybe it might not be the most. Um, you know what? I gotta cut Kendrick. I gotta cut Kendrick Perkins. It just this guy. Yeah, the Clippers, second most dangerous team in the Western Conference. First round exit. Nice one, buddy. Now, to his credit, they did keep up with the Nuggets in that series. I won't like deny him of that. They played better than I expected them to. I will give Perkins that much. But the Clippers lost to the team, that lost to the team, that lost to the team. So, I mean, the fact of the matter is they were not the second best in any stretch of the imagination. Believing in the Clippers, an organization that, it took 50 years to make their first conference finals appearance. I know it's not fair to judge in terms of players, but just when your culture is that bad, you can't believe in a team like that until they do it. It's just one of those things, man. And yeah, it just other just he, he blows me away because he was a Celtic and yet he's the biggest Celtic hater alive. Don't get me wrong, Celtics should do get a little bit of glazing in the regular season, referees and all that, but I mean, it just baffles me how stupid. Like, he doesn't think Tatum's all that good. He doesn't think Jaylen Brown's all that good. And I was like, I mean, you could call them overrated, but they're not as bad as you make them out to be. And I just the guy doesn't belong there. And he had that one incident where he was moaning in the mic, like, oh my gosh, bro, like, what are you doing? So I just don't think he knows ball like he knows. He acts like he's a way better player than he actually was. He was a fine contributor in Boston, and that's about it. Once he left the Celtics, he was a shell of his former self, aka carried by Kevin Garnett. So I have to cut him for that reason. It's tough because there are a lot of guys up there that I want to get rid of, but like Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. They're entertainers, for better or for worse. Coward, at least compared to everybody else, he has good takes. One in a million, but he still has one. And I just don't. really know enough about Whitlock. I just know he's hated amongst the community. So those are my three. So I'll let you jump into yours here.
Yeah, I think for me, two of mine are going to be or the same as yours.
Skip.
Skip is definitely
Yeah.
is something. Let me just start there. I remember watching him in high school and being like, this guy doesn't know anything. Especially when he tries to get into topics other than football. He has
Oh, he's a
he
disaster.
has no clue what he's talking about, no clue what's even happening in the other sports. I don't even think he knows what's happening in football in general. For the second one, it's going to be Nick Wright. The
Yeah,
thing
no, no
that makes me
question.
mad, once again, is the glazing, like you said, but also he does, I think it's weekly during the football season, called Mahomes Mountain, and it's the
I
worst
forgot about
ranking
that
of
bit.
all of the quarterbacks every single time.
It's so
And I
cringe.
just don't understand. Like, yes, it's hard to rank as many quarterbacks as you have to, but like, not every week Mahomes isn't at the top. Josh Allen is at the top for a majority of it. You have to be able and be willing to say Mahomes isn't the best that week, and that's okay, even though the bit's called Mahomes Mountain. But yeah, and also there were times, especially I can't remember specific instances where he had, I think it was Caleb Williams actually, high on the mountain. I'm like, the dude threw 3 picks last game. What do you mean he's on one of the top
That's
tiers
right.
of the Mahomes Mountain?
He had the
And
Bears winning 11 games last year. That's what it was.
so I, just that bit by itself is putting him down here, but
Yeah.
there's dramatically more takes. I remember I was laughing. I remember sending you this, but when they celebrated the Chiefs losing the Super Bowl with
Oh,
all the confetti
yes.
and the trumpets and
That
the
was
band walking
amazing.
around, so that was funny. I will say he took that one like a
Took it like
champ,
a champ. I'll give
but
Nick that. Yeah.
still, he was meat riding the Chiefs the whole way, and the other guys got in on it because they were right and wanted to make sure he knew that they were right in that instance. The last one is Mad Dog Russo. This
Mad
guy
Dog's brutal.
grinds my gears every time I hear him talking, especially when he starts talking about baseball. I can't tell you how many times I've heard him try to talk about baseball. First off, I didn't realize this, I just looked this up. He worked for the Yankees network. So it makes sense
Yeah.
now why he rides the Yankees as much as he
Yep.
does. But yeah, especially this year, like yes, Judge has been great, but like we also have to remember Cal Riley is doing stuff that has never been done, especially as a catcher. The dude deserves his credit, and when you can't accept that Riley could possibly win an MVP, and in my opinion, probably should because of the position he plays and the amount of defense that he plays at that position because he's great defensively too. That should also be recognized more than Judge just being an excellent hitter. Um, all of that to say, he doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to baseball. I really haven't ever paid attention to him and the other sports he talks about, but anytime a baseball one comes up, I will listen
He's
to it
rough.
just to see how bad the take that he is making is. So
Yeah.
that's my list. The only different one was Mad Dog Russo, and you took Kendrick, but
Kendrick.
our
Both
first
ESPN
two
guys.
were pretty locked in.
I mean, I'm not surprised. Skip and Nick Wright, aka Nick Wrong, they were gonna be gone in a heartbeat. Um, if I did this 5 or 6 years ago, Stephen A would have been the third. But that was before I recognized that he's funny, and I
Yeah,
think that's it. That's
yeah,
what separates him from everybody else here. These guys, the rest of these guys, Shannon Sharp too. Sorry, I should throw in Shannon. The rest of these guys lack humor, lack entertainment value. Like Stephen A. and Shannon Sharp get it. They know how to make people laugh, and like that's what at least keeps them out of the conversation. Um, but yeah, yeah. So Mad Dog is a valid cut. I don't know him enough because I just stopped watching their
Fair, fair.
takes, and so I just don't know him as much. But like, if I did watch him, I probably would have taken him because he's mad annoying.
Yeah,
Um,
he just yells every single moment.
he li- he literally just yells. It is that is true. Um, well, let us know what y'all think about the Analysts we cut. Did we exclude names on this list we should have included? Paul Feinbaum was a name that we were looking at because he's horrible for college. We all know. But or did we cut somebody that you think we shouldn't have? I would certainly hope not. You know, Skip and Nick Wright, probably most of y'all are agreeing with us there. But just let us know, and we'll see what the people have to say. So on to our next thing. We will go over to Immaculate Grid, do our normal order here. So last week was kind of a disaster. Clickgate, me assuming gate. I need a lock in. So Daniel, I'm just gonna let you pick, and
Oh,
I'm gonna be a lot more patient. No,
let's
I
do
could pick
436.
436.
Don't know if we've already done that one. We
I
haven't
doubt
done a
it.
lot of fours.
We have not. So the rows are going to be Tigers, Diamondbacks. Played catcher one game. Columns are Reds, Royals, and 300 plus career home run hitter.
Okay, for
So
Detroit, Kansas City, didn't Mark Canna play for Detroit and Kansas? I know he played for Kansas City. Didn't he play for Detroit too?
oh, I'm sorry, over here. I don't know. Um,
I'm pretty sure.
if you're pretty sure, I will go with it. I, it would help if I could spell. You said Kansas City though, right? I want to make sure.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I'll trust you. Lock in. Oh, what a pull! Let's go.
Because
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he started with Oakland,
He
went to
started with
Detroit,
Oakland, yeah.
left for someone else, and then came to Kansas City and pretty much
Interesting.
immediately got put down in the minors.
We're gonna do our weekly Edwin Jackson shout. Wait, did he play for the Royals? Shoot, I actually don't know if he played for the Royals.
Yeah, I don't know.
He played for the Diamondbacks. I know that. I actually don't know. We would do Rich Hill, but I don't think he's played for Arizona.
No, yeah, it's not. I remember seeing
We need a Rich Hill reference. We have not had the opportunity to do Rich Hill yet. At least not to my knowledge. Catcher one game. Any of these we can? I mean, like Johnny Bench, but like that's gonna be an obvious one for Cincinnati. Um, Salvy's obviously gonna be number one for Kansas
that.
City.
Oh.
Who's the Royals catcher right now? To be honest, do you remember?
I mean, um, it's for mean.
Freddie Fermin.
Hmm.
He'll probably be up there, but like Salvy will be number one.
I'm trying to think of who was even before Salvi, or who was Salvi's backup a couple years
I
ago.
don't remember his their backup. I wish.
Yeah, just do for mean. I can't think of anyone else.
Yeah, I was gonna say for me, yeah, 3%. Salvy's gonna be like 75%.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I figure it's like Salvy's gonna take up so much. It's fine to just do their current catcher.
I would do Jose Trevino for the Reds catcher one.
Okay, Jose Tribune.
I think he's technically the backup this year. Yeah.
You're pulling out gems right now. So
Arizona, Kansas City. Well, he hasn't played it yet. I would say Grichuk, but
dang,
if we
that
would
would
have hit
have
this
been
one in a couple of days,
yeah, that would have been legendary. Oh rip. Should we do? We should do the catcher one really quick. 300 played catcher one game. I mean, like Pudge. I have to imagine he hit 300.
I don't
You
know.
don't think so?
Oh, 300 isn't a lot. I'm trying to.
I
Yeah,
know
no. Three,
Mike Piazza is going to be number one, and we haven't mentioned Pudge yet, but we could try to
probably
get.
go Salvi.
You think if we could do Salvi? I don't think so. He had the 1 year he hit 48, but he usually hits like half that.
He's just been in the league for so long. But yeah, I think you're right. I think he's probably not there yet.
Jorge
Is
Posada, maybe.
Cal there? Probably not.
No,
Unfortunately,
he will be.
he will be soon. Actually, I know he hasn't. I'm gonna look up how many home runs he actually has.
Well, he's had like three or four. He's probably like 145, 150, I think. Give or
Oh,
take 20 either
wow,
way.
drastically lower than I thought. 133.
Okay, I was a little high, but I did say give
Wow.
or take 20.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Uh,
he had 3 years of 30, should be 90, and then this year. So I think this is really only his fourth year starting. I'm pretty sure.
man, I can't. I'm trying to think of just power. Did Posey ever do it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
He might have. Yeah, he played 11 years, man.
Yeah, but like his last 3 or 4 years, he didn't play a lot.
And he missed the whole year because he got drilled and cried about it. So even if he did it, I refuse to do it anyway. Filthy commie.
Did Joe Mauer?
He might have. See, there's just too many. Piazza and Rodriguez are the only two I feel confident in. Everybody else is just up in the air. I don't I want to go like Posada, but I don't even know if Posada did it.
I don't.
Who's that?
Yachty didn't.
What did Yogi? What position did Yogi Berra play?
Yogi caught
I think Yogi did it. He had to have.
because I think
Yogi
he caught
Yogi.
for at least one game. I know he caught for one game.
My vote's Yo. I think Yogi's done it.
Okay.
I think. I'm gonna be wrong, aren't I, chat? 12%. So a little high, but I was just like,
Interesting.
I didn't want to go Pudge. I didn't want to go Piazza. Would be number one. Has to be, I imagine. We'll see. Well, we can look it up really quick. Salvador Perez. Like, there's just no way. I think he's in like 250 maybe, but I don't think he's at. Yeah. Really, really quickly. He's at 291. He's a lot closer. Woo! I'm glad I said no though.
Yeah.
We'll have to look at the others we suggested two in a minute,
Wow.
but 300 home runs in a career. I'm gonna do this. It's gonna be number one. We haven't shouted him out yet though. Miguel Cabrera definitely has hit 300. Has he? He has to have. Right?
I
I
don't
know
know.
yet.
Probably. He
Yeah,
played long enough.
he had to have. Yeah. He's gonna be
Uh,
number one. My thing is, where I like shouting out legends for certain teams from time to time, at least to do it once. We haven't
talk
shouted out Miggy yet,
talk
so
about legends. For Detroit, Cincinnati, we could do the tragic king Nick Castellanos.
oh my gosh, yes! So glad you suggested that. Oh,
Oh, that's higher than I thought it was going to be.
he's gonna be number one. He's gonna be number one because of this stupid meme.
I mean, the guy that unfortunately, not unfortunately, that came to my mind first that I probably should have said was Eric Davis.
Yeah, that would have gotten it. But that's okay. Nick Castellanos.
I just thought that would be higher. That's a I feel like in my opinion a better known name than
Now,
Castellanos.
we do have to remember, they only have to play one game with this team for the home run one. I wish we thought about that sooner with the Tigers, because we might have been able to do Torrey Hunter. I don't know if Torrey's done it. Um, Luis Gonzalez maybe.
For the Diamondbacks 300, the guy that's going to get traded, Suarez.
You think he's hit 300?
Yeah, he's had to have.
All right, you
He's
sound.
he's he's been
He's
around the league for like a while.
okay.
Yeah.
That's true, and he does consistently hit 30.
Yeah, he's a 30, 40 home run guy.
I want to see how close this is. I want to see, like, I feel like it's going to be closer than you think. 312. All right, so.
He actually got it this year.
Woo! You are awfully confident. You got it, though, so, and we'll take it.
He's just consistently, I mean,
He's consistent.
As a
He's
Ranger
consistent.
fan, he
He's
consistently
a
hit 30 home
killer.
runs.
He was a Ranger killer, that's for sure. Diamondbacks Royals. Diamondbacks Reds might be even harder.
No, Chapman hasn't played for the Diamondbacks. Oh, we're forgetting Greinke.
That's embarrassing. That's going to be number one, but I think, again,
That's going to be a very high one.
he's going to be 100% the highest one. But, okay, I can't spell Zach Greinke, chat. Brutal.
Yeah.
That's okay, though. I want to get
know
9 for 9.
I don't know if there's a lot of people that have played for both.
Not many, but yeah, there's enough that's gonna be. Mike Mustat? Oh no, never mind. He would have been at Royal and Red, but not Diamondbacks. Crap. Gurriel? No. Gotta think pitchers.
I was gonna say, I think Suarez definitely did, but we've also already used them.
We already used them, but it was a good use.
Oh yeah, 100%. Do you remember Arroyo?
Bronson Arroyo? Yeah, he played for both.
Did he?
I
know he
pretty
played
sure.
for the Reds, obviously.
I think he did play for the Diamondbacks. I thought. Now I'm a little hesitant, but
I'm pretty sure he did.
I think he did. I'm gonna go with it, and if he didn't, nice.
Our guy, Bronson.
We were immaculate. 165 is the score. We did have a couple high ones, but we were shouting out a couple legends too.
Oh
So
wow, 64 players to play for both.
that's kind of wild. Let me look at the home runs catchers list really quick. So watch
There's
Pudge
only
not be on
14.
there.
That's crazy.
I'm not surprised. It's
Yeah.
a grueling position. Jimmy Fox. Carlos Delgado played catcher.
Didn't realize that.
Dale Murphy. Pudge Rodriguez, 311. Raul Ibanez. I forgot Kyle Schwarber played catcher.
He did.
No. Yes, he did with Chicago.
That's
He
crazy.
started as a catcher in Chicago. He actually, I think it was still catcher when we first started at ACU. Yeah, because he started in 2015.
That's crazy.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That's crazy. Is Donaldson on the list then?
No.
Okay, so he hasn't reached 300 yet.
So
Or-
Piazza's 3, Dale Murphy, Johnny Bench, Carlton Fisk, Gil Hodges, Yogi Berra, Carlos Santana.
I
Santana?
forgot. Yep. He started his career as a catcher.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Gary Carter, Lance Parrish. So no Joe Mauer and no
Hmm.
no the Giants guy. I didn't think they hit enough. Joe Mauer was only 143. I didn't think he was not hitting a lot of home runs. He
He
hit for
also,
contact.
I say he also didn't play in a hitter friendly ballpark either.
That's true. He didn't. He didn't. But um, that's our immaculate grid chat. We did pretty good. Could do better, but I think again we could have subbed out Miggy for somebody else, but I wanted to mention him at least once in one of these. So I just exited out of pickle on accident, so that's awkward. Yep. Just kidding. Y'all thought I was gonna shout out Aaron Judge. I didn't say anything, and you guys can't see this, so. All right, so it's not Cal. It's not Cal Raleigh. Still, it could be NL West or um. Let's just. He's been topic of conversation. Let's just throw. I know it's. Did it say? They're American. I can't do Eugenio Suarez or what's his face. Uh, let's just shout out Zach Gallen. Stop it! Stop it!
Oh,
Are you kidding? Is it Merrill Kelly?
I think Kelly's too old. Is it
He
Fott?
is.
P
I'm
F?
sick to my
Is it
stomach.
PFA?
Brandon
And
Fat?
it should pop up. Is it him?
It's gotta be. It has to be. Sick to my stomach. I'm
That's
sick to my
crazy.
stomach. That should have been Zach Gallen. I was snubbed. Whatever. We got it in 3 tries. You were carrying hard immaculate grid, so I had to contribute somewhere. So, I know it's not him. We're doing batter up
Is
now,
it
chat. But
is it Nico?
I don't see Nico Harrison on here.
Uh,
I'm sorry. I know. No.
okay. But it's NL. No, it's not. It's NL of some sort.
It's not catcher. It's not second base. They're not American, so. I mean, come on. We could try it. I don't think it's.
No, it's not him. But at least we got NL West.
We did get NL West out of it.
It's not Manny. Actually,
It's
we scroll up. Is it Manny? No, that's not Manny. Is it Bo? No, it's not Bogarts. Who else is right-handed on that team? It's not a catcher. It's not the catcher. Okay. It's not Mookie, because Mookie's American.
it's not Ryan McMahon. Plus Ryan's
Is it
American anyway.
Teoscar?
Actually, that's a good guess, but
Hmm.
no. He is an outfielder.
It's gonna
So
be the Rockies, isn't it?
we're so screwed. Let's just hope it's not. We still have hope here, but
um,
it's not a
how,
Padre outfielder.
how many guesses do we have left?
We have 3, I think. No, 4.
Okay. Put Tovar in there. It's not Tovar, but put him in there. I want to see if it's the Rockies. Thank God.
We're
It's
good,
the
chat.
Giants.
It is the Giants.
Is it Elliot Ramos?
Oh, it might be Ramos. I didn't think about that. Nice. Nice. All right. Well, we got batter up. We got pickle. And immaculate grid. We were 9 for 9, so I think that's a pretty successful turn. But now we got to go over to randomized championship. We've not landed on WNBA yet. Chat, is today gonna be the day? No, it's not.
It's not looking
And
like it.
it's
Looks like another
gonna
MLB.
be another MLB. I might balance the scales out a bit because this is kind of crazy. I don't know why it's landing on MLB so much. So there's three MLB, two NBA, two NHL, two NFL. I get there's gonna be more for MLB, but like it shouldn't be this crazy. But
Yeah,
so 1904 to 2024, I almost said 2025. It's not happened yet. So
it's gonna be the
and
Rangers. Don't worry.
per usual, as a reminder, um, we do it off the year of the championship that took place, not when the season started. MLB doesn't matter; it's all in the same year. But if it was NHL, it's like 2025 would be the Panthers winning Stanley Cup because they won it in the year 2025. Could also be 2024 too, obviously. But so 2008, I know this one. Do you?
I know one of them. I have to.
Okay.
I have to
Well,
rethink.
I'm
Okay,
not
no,
gonna.
I know. I know the second one now. I know the second one.
All right, let me get over to our notes here. I need to fix the MLB breakdown at some point, but you took the lead on me because I was 0 for 3 in the last World Series, and you were 3 for 3, I think. It got pretty ugly. I don't like to talk about it. um, so, yeah, yep, the 1982 one. It was the stupid Brewers one, wasn't it?
Oh
Something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gosh, it was Cardinal. Yeah, I need to type this out. Cardinals beat Brewers.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna let you go first because I like I said, I know this 100%, and the fact that you had to think about it. Um, or how about I could do this? I'm gonna do this. I'll type it on mine. You just don't look at the screen. So I'm already getting myself 3 for 3. A little cocky, but all right, Daniel. What is it?
It's the Phillies beating the Rays.
Yep. All right, we're doing another one. That
I
one was too
remembered.
easy.
I remembered the Rays, and I just had to think of who have they played in the World Series in the past, and it
Yeah.
wasn't the Dodgers.
Yeah. While they did play them in the NLCS, the Cubs were the top overall seed this year. It was a bad year for my family. And the Dodgers swept the Cubs in the
Oof.
NLDS. It was not a fun time. I threw a big fit. And then I think the Phillies won in 5. So, hindsight, Cubs would have gotten smoked by Philly, it looks like. So, good for
Yeah,
you, Philly.
this.
But we're gonna
Yeah,
do
this.
another one because that one did not challenge me in the slightest.
This Philly
Oh,
team was solid.
that Philly team was stacked.
Yeah,
Uh,
you had
and the Cubs had
Jimmy,
a big liability in Alfonso Soriano. So, bomb.
who
Oh,
later went to New York.
um, yeah, right. Uh, a reunion tour for him, but we'll spin it again. Hopefully, we get a different sport. I want to challenge ourselves. There we go.
Ooh,
NFL.
NFL.
And now for NFL, once we do all the Super Bowl seasons, we will go to NFL Championship era. But for right now, we're sticking solely to Super Bowl era. Um, and part of the reason we did that was because AFL and NFL championships were a bit murky, and we don't know how we want to handle that yet. So we will work that out later. But for right now, we're just doing NFL, and I got to freaking write down. I think it was 1967. I need to learn to write this down. Because MLB, I know, and it's just like, hang on. First Super Bowl year. 1967. First one in 1967. All right. So this is a good example, chat. So the year is 1967. That's the first Super Bowl year. But the season started in 1966. So that's why we do 2025 for this one. And we're going to spin the wheel. We're going to share this with you. 1997. All
Hmm.
right. And I am pretty... See, this is why I get mixed up. This is why I think I know this one. I might be a year early, though. No. No, I. Oh my fucking crap! I'm between two.
I'm pretty sure on the NFC team.
I know NFC 100%. It's AFC. Which one it is? Um. Yeah. Let me just. I forgot why I gave myself an asterisk in 2022 for. Okay. So we both know the NFC team. So
Yeah,
we could at least name that. It's Green Bay.
yeah.
So crap. Do they win or lose? That's the frustrating part. They won one and then oh my gosh. I gotta think about this. I gotta think about this logically for a second.
I'm gonna go with
I
they won it.
I think they won it. I think they won it against New England this year. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I'm pretty sure Packers beat Patriots. Um, I'm assuming that's your guess too.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure that, but I'm gonna be so mad. What? No matter what, we'll have 1 out of 3. But it's like, if we're wrong, Green Bay loses. But I'm pretty sure Green Bay.
because there's another team I
Yep,
can't.
we're good.
Okay, I was gonna say Denver was the other one.
Denver was the other one.
Yeah,
Denver's the one where they beat Green Bay, but that one was it. I think that was difficult enough that I am good with that, so we can move on. So we both went 3 for 3 again. So not too bad. Um, Now we can move over to our um, NBA bit, which I believe you started last time. I will update the people, but we finished NFL. Actually, we could pull up the poll later. Do you remember seeing poll results as to who is most hated? I
yeah, it was
what
the Cowboy one.
Cowboy? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, we will officially update the rankings. I was wrong. Um, I kind of figured that people just hate Dallas too much.
Yeah,
My
too
thing was
much.
my thing was the reason I picked Patriots is because people hate the city more. You don't
That's
get
fair.
that kind
That's
of
fair.
hate for any other team.
That's fair.
The Rangers don't get hate.
No,
The Stars sort of do, but not.
I think the Stars get it for winning. I don't think it's for the
It's
fans.
really with the teams they beef with more than
Yeah,
anything. Because like the Ducks have no reason to hate the Stars right now. Hawks fans don't have a reason to hate them right now. So it's just like the teams they're running into hate each other, but that's about it. And then Mavericks, if anything, get pity for what they just went through. Whereas
yeah,
Boston, like the
yeah.
Bruins will be universally hated, Patriots will be universally hated, Red Sox will be universally hated,
And the
and
Bruins.
Celtics will definitely
Yeah,
be universally hated. So that's why I was like, it might be Patriots because of the city they play in. But ultimately, there's just too much Cowboy hate.
yeah.
So
There's a lot of Cowboy hate out there.
yeah. Other reason I thought was there's more Cowboy fans. Um, for sure, there's more haters, but there's more fans.
Yeah,
They do have the biggest fan base in the league. But yeah, so makes sense. Thanks for voting, people. Um, so we were moving to NBA. Just a reminder, the first 4 teams we voted for most likable so far are the Wizards at number 1, the Hornets at 2, Trailblazers at 3, and the Jazz left us off at 4. So Daniel, take us away. Who are you going with at number 5?
yeah. This is just way too hard.
This is brutal.
Like, you can literally put any of these teams. You can swap any of them in any of these places.
100%.
And I feel like it's going to be that way for a little bit because I'm looking at just the standings of all the different teams and I'm like, yeah, you get this beginning is muddled, and then or muddied up, and then you get a clear like middle of the pack, and then you get the clear
The
most of the
most
pack.
hated is clear, and that's about it. Because again, as we mentioned last week, this sport has been dominated by just the same four or five. So
Yeah,
really, you're not gonna get a lot of hate for anybody else because there's just so many teams that have just gone through crap and gotten screwed by the league. So it's there's gonna be a lot of sympathy for a lot of teams. I think things will become more clear around top 20. So like once we hit 20, it'll be a
yeah.
little easier. But until then, it's gonna be an interesting ride.
I'm gonna put New Orleans.
Yeah, I was gonna lean towards them.
There's. I was looking at the standings, and there was another team that if you don't take them, I'll probably take next. But yeah, they just. I feel like continue just to not figure it out. You've gotten your share of honestly stars or should have been stars with you. AD was one of them when
Yeah,
he was drafted by them. Could have surrounded him, and they did a little bit, and they were good for a little bit, but like not enough for what AD has now become. And then they got Zion to, in a sense, replace AD, and then just Zion just hasn't worked out for them. And like, it's not like they've just been sitting around twiddling their thumbs trying to figure it out. Like, they've genuinely gone out and tried. Like, they went and got Brandon Ingram. They got CJ McCollum for a couple years, and these guys just aren't working out for New Orleans. So I just feel more bad for the fan base because you can just see that they're trying as an organization to get these guys in the door. They just can't be successful in any sort of way. And so I'm going to put them here because I just feel like they've just had a rough go of it.
yeah, it's a solid pick. That was the team I was definitely gonna go with. And man, this is just so hard. I could go with the Magic. I think
Yeah,
they've kind of kicked themselves out of this low just because of the song. I love it, but when you do something like that, you tend to annoy people. The Atlanta Hawks, they're like the most forgettable team. Toronto,
yeah,
Brooklyn has had a horrible history, but they are a New York team. Um, Man, the Thunder could be argued. I think recent success and Shy will kick them way down, though. As I mentioned, the Timberwolves, the Kings, the Grizzlies. I think the Jaw drama probably kicks the Grizzlies out of this. I'm going to go Atlanta here. That might be the surprising pick, but dude, this team is just disgustingly mid. And just knowing what this city has gone through as a whole, you know, obviously 28-3. I know that's not really fair to use a whole city's depression to influence a certain team, but like Atlanta's just different. They've gone through so much crap. And like the few years they were good, they got brickwalled by LeBron. You know, they had the 60 win team with Al Horford, Paul Millsap, Jeff Teague, and they just got clapped. They were a fun team to watch, but might be us a little surprised. I know not a lot of people like Trey, but it's like I feel like a lot more people feel bad for him. People feel bad for the city. You know, the Trey for Luca trade it doesn't look great in hindsight, but at the same time, the Mavericks did trade Luca, so I
yeah,
think it's just really for me picking them is just about the fact that they're just forgettable, and um, it's not necessarily for any particularly bad reasons. It's just ownership; they're just not marketed well enough, and they've had likable guys. Like I said, Al Horford's a great dude, and y'all just kind of squandered that and kind of blew it. So I feel bad for the fans. They deserve better, and they deserve to be stuck out of Midland. Constantly 40-42. I just just end their misery. Trade Trey, start tanking, man, because it's painful to watch. So tough pick though, because there are a couple teams I really wanted to take there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna. You didn't take mine, so that makes it easier. I'm gonna put Sacramento here.
Yeah, that was the other team I was gonna go with.
Yeah, these guys. If you want to talk about the definition of mid, especially the past, I would even say 5 years. These guys are on that. Yeah, they. I feel like they've got a solid fan base. They just, once again, I feel like it's a common theme throughout the top seven that we've already gone through. Uh, they just can't get people in the door. Like you have, or I don't know if they still have them. Sabonis, honestly, a very likable guy, came over from the Pacers. Honestly, I really liked him as a Pacer. He came over. I thought he was going to be more kind of a focal point, and he's just kind of fell by the wayside. Not because he's not good, it's just because Kings aren't using him for what he is. They had De'Aaron Fox, dude, should have probably been a lot better than he was with Sacramento. He tried to stay as loyal as he could, and finally, in the last couple years, decided, okay, I gotta go do something because this organization isn't doing anything or trying to do anything. And so I feel like once again they've had some talent there. They just once again the organization, the GMs, the owners, whoever it is, just have
Hmm.
squandered opportunities. Even they've had some couple good coaches come in that have been successful and just hadn't weren't successful with the Kings. So for me, I feel like it's more of an organizational rather than a coach and player situation. And once again, it's just a bad situation for fans, and I feel bad for the fans because I feel like when they're good or when they're even just mid, that fan base is a pretty solid fan base.
100%. They were electric. As a Light the Beam or whatever it was a couple
Yeah,
years ago.
yeah,
They were a lot of fun to watch. And I think to add to your point, um, the Western Conference Finals, last time they were there, they got screwed. Ref admitted that they cheated in that game. So Mickey Mouse ring for Shaq and Kobe there. So it could have been their first ring. Or not first ring. I'm sorry. Maybe I should have said the Sacramento Kings are the most forgettable team with a ring because they do have one. So
and I think Portland's
um,
still up there.
so partly, yeah, probably true. But like maybe we should create a poll. Which team is more forgettable with the ring? Let's what? Screw it. We'll throw it up on the pod and let's see what y'all have to say. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think just they went through so long after that conference final, just failure after failure. It was tough on them for sure. I just kind of strayed away from them because they're California. So I know
Fair.
people just dislike teams just because of the state they're in. Now they're Northern California or more northern, so I think that's not as hated as LA and San Diego and all that. Um, but I think yeah, you could go either way there, and Sacramento probably could sneak in the top five depending on people's opinions here. But I don't have my pick. This is so hard. Um, I want to go Minnesota, but I think KG and Ant alone probably turn enough people off. I'm debating Toronto. I gotta look here. So Cavs no, Celtics no, Knicks no, Pacers no, Bucks no, Pistons no, Magic debating, Bulls absolutely not. Miami no, Toronto probable. Brooklyn I think they'll be in like top 12 or 13. Philly absolutely not. There is some sympathy I guess for the 76ers, but it's still Philly. Thunder no. Rockets I think it'll be towards the middle of the pack. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about them. Lakers, absolutely not. Nuggets, maybe to be honest, but probably not as of now. Clippers, no. Warriors, absolutely not. Grizzlies, oh man, Mavericks. Do I want to go Mavericks here? Yeah, okay. I need a and Phoenix. Okay, so I'm between four right now. Oh, I want to pick Dallas so bad, but I don't want to be biased. the thing is, like, people, like, even non-Mavs fans, the late.
I was gonna say, even I'm not trying to sway your decision, but like even when we won in 2011,
No, you had no hate.
no one hates us for that. And
America,
actually,
America wanted it.
I mean, and we have probably one of the most beloved players of all time with Dirk.
Yeah, I'm between two right now. I feel like it might be crazy to put a team with the ring. That I can't put the Mavs here yet, solely based on the fact that you have a ring. But the fact of the matter is, it is like so many people love um, Dirk. I think the problem is Luca. There were Luca haters, and I know he's gone, but like that'll rub off a bit. I'm gonna go Orlando. Um, I'm not like thrilled with this because again, the song probably annoys some people, but I think the fact of the matter is they've had some fun teams to watch. I know, like when they're good, I think the NBA is fun. You know, people were hating on Dwight Howard some, but I think for the most part, I think he made the NBA exciting. Shaq when he was a Magic, Penny Hardaway, those are teams. I obviously we didn't watch them, but they were electric. They're a good organization to watch when they're good. That sounds dumb and that's grammatically incoherent, but they're electric. They're always fun when they're successful. There's not really a reason to hate on them for the most part. So, and we're seeing that again with the Boncaro era. So hopefully they can stay healthy and have another successful year here. And I think it's just the lack of success is really why I put them here. And plus, sick jerseys. They got some clean uniforms. Um, I think they're just overall they're just a fun team to watch. So
Have you have you seen their new logo?
I have. Um, I think it's kind of fire.
Mm.
Um, I mean, it's probably not as good as the old one. Okay, now looking at it, it's not that good. When you look away, like on the site from a distance, it looks good, but when you click on the team and zoomed in, it's not as good. But I feel like at least to their credit, they're trying to go retro, sort of. It's like a modern retro look, and I prefer that over the simplicity that everybody's doing. So I at least give them A for effort. So like the Brooklyn Nets logo, boring as crap. It's
Oh
a
yeah.
basketball with a B on it. Like, come on.
I will
So
say the jerseys that they are gonna wear is like
fire. It's
fire.
gotta be
Like
fire.
it's an ode to what they used to wear, and so I
Yeah.
will give them that. But I just am a fan of their old logo, and I don't know why you would want to change.
Yeah, I agree.
Revamping it is different than changing it, and I feel like they just changed it. Now it's just a circle like everyone else.
Yeah, too many circles. Really, the only circle logo I like is the Heat. The Warriors is good too. Um, I just think there's a lack of creative. Mavs is clean too. Okay, I lied. There's a few good circle logos, but it's not as creative for sure. Um, the Heats is definitely the best one out of all those though. The flaming basketballs,
Oh yeah, yeah.
sick. If they ever change that, um, just fold the franchise.
And like Boston is excused from this because they've had theirs since the beginning. So
Since the dawn of time, same with the Lakers. Yeah,
yeah, same with the Lakers. Like those two get
um,
passes.
they get passes for sure. Timberwolves, gross. I like theirs now, but the old Timberwolf was so
Yeah,
much
the
better.
old one was so much better.
So much better. The old Pistons logo is a
Oh
million times better. The
yeah,
flaming horse,
the
that one was
when
amazing.
they changed, that was the most disappointing change I think I've ever
Ever
seen.
seen? Yeah, absolutely, man. We might have to just do a bit on most disappointing logo changes. I'm gonna throw that up there now, really quickly. Uh, t- 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 notes for icebreakers. Most. Uh, I'll throw it up later. I just don't want to forget it. But yeah. So really quickly, just a reminder: the teams we picked. I have to scroll all the way back down. We have to start sorting these out. Where do we go? We're New Orleans, Atlanta, Sacramento, Orlando. I feel like you picked a lot more logically, and I went a bit more chaotic. So we'll see what the people have to say. I think my picks are valid, but I think there are probably other teams that are left on the table that people feel have suffered more. But we'll see. For now, we are going to move over to our normal stuff. Um, I think normally I'd want to try to shout out the other sports, but MLB's just got too much going on, so we have to at least get all that covered. So Nick Kurtz, of course, we'll start there. Greatest home run hitter of all time, clearly. Blake, once again, you're welcome. By the way, him for Jason Blake was a. Oh, I'm sorry, Jason Adam. Have a Blake calling out Blake, and then there's a Blake that signed an extension in hockey. A lot of Blakes going on. But yeah, the biggest fleece job ever, Blake. So you're welcome. But yeah, the 4 home run game, and apparently would have had 5 in a couple different stadiums. It sounded like
Oh
he was a
wow.
couple feet short from hitting his 5th, which would have been an MLB record, I believe. But yeah, 19 total bases. Some are saying the greatest game for a player ever. Um,
Hmm.
how do you feel about that statement? And did you see like how he played? Like, what are your
Oh yeah.
reactions to that
No,
game, man?
it was a great performance. I'm not trying to take that away from him, but I feel like maybe putting it in the greatest performance ever by a player, I feel like there's just so much history. I don't have anything off the top of my head that I can say is better, but I feel like if we looked into it, there's probably some other players that were games were a little better. But I'm not trying to take away from Kurtz at all. It was the fact that I think it was 3 of the 4 of them. I think it was 3 were hit opposite field. Uh, and
That's
the fact
nuts.
that he could hit an opposite field as a lefty into that Crawford box, because that's I think 20 feet high or maybe even higher than that, 30 feet high, something like that. To be able to get it up enough, especially once again hitting it oppo, is just impressive in itself. So the dude is finding it. He's also when you can find power the other way, you just become even more deadly because a lot of players nowadays in this current era are pull dominant home run hitters, and if you can hit it oppo and hit it with power oppo,
It's
that
insane.
just there's
Kids,
it just unlocks
kids an
a different
animal.
thing for you.
100%. For me, I would not go greatest performance of all time. I think it's greatest performance, regular season performance for franchise history for sure. 19 total bases, 4 home runs, just and especially as you mentioned, 3 of those being Oppo is just utterly insane. I mean, this kid's phenomenal. And Jacob Wilson, who looked like was going to walk away with Rookie of the Year, may have now just lost it to his teammate.
Yeah,
Because that being said, he's still in it because despite batting 160 this month, his batting average is still 320.
which is wild.
Nuts. So both these guys are fighting for Rookie of the Year. It's a lock either way for the Athletics. But in terms of greatest performance of all time, I think there's 2 that I'm looking through a list right now that probably come to mind. Reggie Jackson's Game 6 World Series game was pretty freaking iconic. The other one, the only perfect game in MLB history, is Don Larson's perfect game in the 1956 World Series. I think if you could do that in the biggest stage,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean that like
yeah.
no matter which game in the World Series, like come on, I mean that's freaking insane. I think Roy Halladay's no hitter in the playoffs is probably bigger too. Um, again, I think just the significance of being able to do something that crazy and that high of a pressure of situation is impressive. So, but I definitely think it's the most impressive performance by far ever in athletics history. Josh Hamilton too, when he in that game against the Orioles, I
Oh
think he
yeah,
hit like three
yeah.
or four home runs in that game.
I think he had
That
5.
game was. Did he have 5? It says 4. I don't
Okay,
I don't know if anybody's ever hit 5. I thought 5 would have been the record. I could be wrong. I would say that game was more impressive too. But um, yeah, I mean, just insane. And Nick, thank you for doing that against the Astros. So that was pretty funny. So that is that. Next, we'll go into the Hall of Fame. Um, I would love to find percentages on this. I might try to dig for it while I let you react to some of these names here. But the MLB the guys that nominated the MLB Hall of Fame: Ichiro, CC Sabathia, Billy Wagner, Dick Allen, and Dave Parker. Um, any names that surprise you here? Do you think there were any snubs? Um, what is your overall takeaway to this class?
Um, I'm not sure who was all in this class, but I mean, Ichiro was an easy lock for this. I mean, if
Yeah,
anyone disagrees with that, you can catch me outside in the alley and I will fight for it. Um, CC
here.
Sabathia, I also feel like that's a pretty a
Mm-hmm.
pretty good one. Billy Wagner, I feel like it's about time he made it because
Yeah,
I
he was
think he's
close
been on the
last
ballot
year.
for a while.
He was
Yeah,
close last year. He was. I think we texted and said the next year, this year was gonna be it.
yeah, he should have made it. Probably it's probably been too late for him
Yeah,
or too long for him. I feel like he should have made it a couple years ago. Once again, I just don't remember the Hall of Fame classes and who was on those lists, so that also may be why he didn't make it. But regardless, one of the most dominant closers ever. As a Ranger fan, got to watch him a couple times close the game as an Astro. Um, but yeah, no, I feel like that. I feel like that's a solid one. I just don't know much about Dick Allen and Dave Parker to really comment on it. I know Dick Allen had almost a 300 average, but other than that, I don't know much else about him. So I
it's,
just
it's,
don't think
it's,
it was. I just don't think it was a strong or Hall of Fame class, anyways. So I can see some of these guys sneaking in a little bit.
yeah. It looks like Dick Allen had about 58.8 WAR, which seems a little low. Dave Parker was only 40 though. But I think Dave got in because well, no, the actual results were at the beginning of 2025. I think the ceremony is recent because I see the results came in January. Um, but yeah, I mean, Dave Parker, I do know a little bit more just because he died and he was a pirate legend, so I do
Yeah,
remember
I do know.
him a
I
bit
do
more.
know. He's
Um,
got like a patch that they're wearing now
yeah,
for the Pirates.
2025. Let me pull up this Hall of Fame ballot results. We had the percent. I just had the percentages and then I exited out. All right, so Ichiro was 99.7%.
Yep.
He had one guy not vote for him. Unbelievable. I hate. It's time to
So
ban boomers. It's ridiculous.
so
That's another guy that should have been unanimous. They're
yeah
just had 4,000 total career hits if you include Japan. What are we doing?
yeah.
I don't understand. He literally came to the MLB at 28 and still managed to hit 3,000 hits. Like,
Wild,
unbelievable.
wild.
CC Sabathia, it was his first year on the ballot as well, 86%. Um, Given how weak the class is, it's not surprising. CC was a phenomenal pitcher, though, regardless. I'm sure him being a Yankee for a good part of his career did influence getting in first time. Billy, I think so. I think you get 10 some odd years. So this, I think, was his last chance, I believe. Um, it's something like that. Regardless, this was his 10th year on the ballot, and he finally gets in at 82.5% of the vote. Uh, Carlos Beltran was notably close. He was at 70%. Andrew Jones, 66%. And then it was a pretty big drop off. So Chase Utley, 39.8% on his second. And then a couple other notable guys. Manny Ramirez, ninth year, and he's only at 34%. Let us know how you guys feel about steroids and all that. That is influencing him a lot. A-Rod's at 37%. He's got a few years to go. And then let's see if there's any notable guys that Troy Tulowitzki is officially off the ballot. He only received 4 votes, so that could be a interesting one. But yeah, just let us know your reactions to the Hall of Fame and some interesting selections. And rip Ichiro, man, that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Should have had
so dumb.
100%. Stupid that Mariano, you're a legend. You're the greatest closer of all time. You don't deserve to be the first and only unanimous Hall of Fame selection. I'm sorry. I just idiotic. Um, you shouldn't even be the first Yankee, but neither here nor there. So, so we had a couple trades go on. So I will let you go into. I can go over the Judge injury and Josh Naylor trades, but I'll let you cover. I get going. Yeah, we'll start with the Judge injury. Actually, we'll start with the Judge injury. The question was, do you think Cal Raleigh can jump Aaron with him being out for the next 2 weeks? Can Cal catch up in the MVP and jump as a favorite? I believe Aaron's only out 10 days, but do you think that could be enough to help him push it over the edge?
Knowing MVP voters, no. I think
Yeah,
regardless of what happens, Cal Riley could have literally the best year ever as a catcher, could probably break records, and he will not ever be voted as MVP because Judge is seen as better for some odd reason. I understand there are some stats out there that he's better in. I understand. And Cal Riley is doing it on both sides of the ball where Judge isn't. So
yeah.
that's my case for MVP. Do I think Riley will jump it? Absolutely not. Unfortunately for that, just because there's Yankee lovers everywhere and that they seem to have the vote no matter what. Um, and so,
So
unfair.
looking at this, Cal is all the way up at minus 110 now. So he did jump. Aaron is still at minus 125, so that still puts him at first. I do think Aaron is better in OPS plus. He is better slugging. He is better pretty much every other major statistical category. So like I understand why judges could win. He's having a ridiculous year too, so I can't like completely slander Aaron. But I hope um, I hope Cal could take advantage of this opportunity. I'll put it that way. I would love for Cal to win it. Um, I don't want Aaron to be hurt too long. Hate injuries, no matter who it is. So Aaron get better, but Cal hit like 5 more home runs. You only had one this week, so you gotta take advantage of this if you wanna win this award. Um, so a couple trades. Now we'll get into those. We'll go like probably most to least to most important. So my guess would be the Randall Grichuk one is the least significant here. So
Yeah.
you knew the details on that, so I'll just let you cover it, and then I will just jump into the next one.
Yeah. Randall Grichuk got traded from Arizona to the Kansas City Royals. It really wasn't a huge trade with the guys that they got. The guy that Arizona got was a minor league. Well, I guess he's technically played a couple of games here in the MLB. Named Andrew Hoffman. He was drafted in 2021, so 4 years ago. I was going to say it's a pretty long time, but not really when you think about relievers in the minors. Honestly, doesn't make a whole lot of sense for the Royals, in my opinion. Uh, I don't know what you're trying to do here. Are you trying to just add veteran depth? Because I don't think Grichuk puts you in a better position in your outfield with him than without him. I just feel like you're just doing an equal trade here. I just don't think there's much there, which I also feel like why there wasn't much given away to get him. But I would put this probably at like a C plus
Mm-hmm.
because you add a bat, but like you're not adding what you really need for this team, which is a lot of bullpen help if you want to compete. And I don't even think at this point, I think you should just sell some of your guys because
100%.
I don't think you're making it. There's teams that are hot right now that I feel like are going to be hard to catch if you don't get hot here pretty
Rangers are
quickly.
one of them.
Yeah, yeah. Actually,
They swept.
they swept their 4 games out of the AL West right now, and
They caught the Mariners officially.
the Mariners did officially lose, so the Rangers are actually, I think,
Tied with
now
them.
in a wild card
Wow.
spot.
Astros and Mariners.
Yep, we're
Start
tied for a
sweating. Red
wild
Sox,
cards.
Yankees. Both of you should start sweating.
Yep.
Love to
So
see it.
that's 5, no, 6 in a row now
6 in a row
for
for
the
Texas.
Rangers. 2 sweeps in a row. So
And
we'll
playing the
see.
Angels next, so hopefully they can take advantage of that and at
Yeah.
least win 2 of 3 before they go in an important series against Seattle. That's a huge one.
Yeah, that's a huge one.
Not that the Angels one's not, but
We
playoff.
also,
Let's not
I
kid
think I was
ourselves.
looking, the Rangers have 6 games against the Astros, at least 6 games against the Astros in September. So
Oh,
that is now starting to look even more important.
electric.
Yeah,
It's gonna be electric. It's
yeah,
gonna be
it's
fun.
gonna be
It's
fun.
good to see the Rangers figuring it out. And for anybody saying, yeah, you're bringing up the receipts saying that claim that I said they were washed. I'm deleting previous episodes. I never said that. I never doubted that the Rangers could win, not once. And I never said DeGrom was washed. By the way, okay, all right. I do have this magical ability where I talk bad about people and they magically play better. Daniel's a witness. I've at least accounted for 5 home runs because I slandered a guy. So I'm just saying. I just didn't have cameras on. So the next trade, we'll go into the Ahmed Rosario trade. So fun fact, it's his third deadline in a row that he has been traded. So poor guy just can't find a home. He was moved to the Yankees. Let me pull up the details. So ESPN. So they got two. They trade 2 minor leaguers. Um, okay, ESPN's really not going to list them. Thanks a lot, you stupid morons.
I, I think one of them was something beater.
Yeah, you said something. Clayton Beater. Yeah,
Yeah.
for pitcher Clayton Beater and Brown Martinez. Is that supposed to be Brown? Stupid CBS.
No, I think
There,
it's I no, I
is
think
it
it's Brown.
Brown?
I think it's
Okay, all
Brown.
right. Wow. Well, Mr. Martinez, respectfully, tell your parents suck. Like, bro, or your doctor is terrible. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
it's
Goodness
Brown
sakes.
Martinez.
Brown Martinez. Wow.
A center fielder, 18-year-old.
Um, 18-year-old. So Nationals will have to wait a little bit and see if he pans out. Clayton Beater. Don't believe he's a really highly touted guy. So I think overall, in my opinion, anyway, I think the Yankees walked away here scotch free. I think it's a good move for them. they needed they need help with bats right now. They need depth. And to not give up, any of your major prospects, which obviously they're trying to save up here at the deadline to try to get a big guy, but to not get rid of anybody of significance is good for them. But we'll see. The Nationals also got prospects out of it. Rosario is not a long-term solution for them, so
No.
I'd probably give both teams a B. So I think it's an okay deal on both ends. Maybe you could get more out of Rosario. I don't know, but let's be honest, he was going to be traded anyway. So next trade was we can both react to the Josh Naylor one. So Josh Naylor is shipped to Seattle. Let me pull up like trade grades. Let's see what the Arizona Republic is saying. That's a terrible idea. That's going to be totally biased. That's going to be really biased. Um, so pull this up. There's a Gregory's. I forgot about that trade. All right, so Diamondbacks get Brandon Garcia and Ashton Izzy, two pitchers for Josh Naylor. Um, Personally, I think this is a great move for Seattle. They needed another bat. I would give them an A minus, maybe even an A. Because on top of that, you took them away from the Rangers. Rangers needed first and third, help at first and third. They need more power in the lineup in general. And so for Seattle to not only improve their lineup, but prevent a team that's riding their coattails right now from improving their lineup, I think that's huge. Now, the only downside is it seems like they gave up two relatively decent prospects, and it's not guaranteed that they make it, but I think it's a good move for them. Arizona, I'd probably give them a B. I think they get a little bit better, but they do, especially with them potentially trading Gallen and Kelly to get some pitching prospects in the system. Both one lefty and one righty. I think it's pretty good. So Naylor was not going to stay, so I think they did a pretty solid job in this trade. So what are your trade grades here? Who do you think came out on top?
I would say the Mariners. The Mariners are feeling a need. They need a bat badly. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Other than a guy named Cal Riley, they just haven't had consistent at bats, and I think that's why they're sliding right now. And so I feel like getting a guy like Josh Naylor, who's I think I saw was is a career 300 hitter. He's not hitting 300 this year. I think he's like 292 or something like that. But a career 300 hitter that also has some power. I wouldn't say he has great power, but he has some power. And is just a guy that gets on base. I feel like for the Mariners, that's someone they need. It also, depending on where you bat him, gives rally protection because if you walk Riley, you can put Naylor right behind him, and you have to deal with Naylor, a guy that can drive in runs and also still um, get on base and hit for average. So I feel like on the Mariners side, I'd probably agree with you. I'd give it an A minus. And then for the Arizona side, I mean, they have been known to develop pitchers, Gallen being one of them. I would even say Kelly is another one. Like before, he wasn't
Before
really
Gallen.
a big name, and now he's honestly probably a solid piece for another team or for their team in the future, whichever they decide. I think Brandon Garcia probably has a little bit more upside. He's a lefty and he throws hard, so probably a good back end of the bullpen guy going down the road, which also they very much need at this point because a lot of their back end relievers are injured or are struggling. So I feel like getting a guy, once again, he's 25. You're probably, if you're trading these guys away, you're not competing this year. So you're looking forward to next year. So this guy could be the back end of your bullpen next year and could be pretty successful with some of the stuff he has. And the other guy is I think he's like 20, 21. Still young. Once again, they're really good at developing pitchers. I don't know if he's a starter or reliever, but regardless, if you're a pitcher, going to Arizona probably a good spot for you because you're going to get developed if and you can turn into a guy like Zach Gallen or Merrill Kelly.
100%. Um, yeah, I think it's a good trade for both sides overall. And we'll see how it pans out. But I think Seattle definitely gets a little bit of an edge. But
Yeah,
Arizona, I think overall, it's still a good deal, especially since it's a deadline trade. You know, you can do a lot worse. But at least in theory, it could pan out horribly. We don't know. So we'll love to see it in a few years how it pans out. So next, the last main trade we'll talk about today is the Yankees acquiring Ryan McMahon for two prospects in Griffin Herring, a left-handed pitcher, and Josh Gross, a right-handed pitcher. I'm going to give the Yankees a B plus. Although probably not the bat that they're looking for. Ryan McMahon is not really exactly excelled, especially playing in Colorado. He's done a little bit better in Colorado, but he's like a career 200 hitter outside of that. Batting average nowadays is not great. Look, chat, but bear with me. He is a good defender. And what we have watched out of the Yankees these last 2 weeks, what has been the one thing that you and I have dunked on them constantly?
Yeah,
Their defense. It's been atrocious. Everybody's been horrible. Chisholm's been bad. Not a single guy can figure out how to field a stinking baseball. So right now, you go for a guy that just helps you clean up that aspect of things, and you don't give up a whole ton that you're really you have long term plans for. I think it's a good move. You desperately needed help, and at third, no less. I think that's going to fix a lot of their issues. Not all of them. I think they still need to go out and get another guy to help out defense only as well. I think they need multiple guys, or they need to fire some staff because they've been so sloppy. But it's a good start for the Yankees. I think he'll help out a lot. I don't know about whoever we just talked about that they also just got. I don't know how much he'll help out in that aspect, but Ryan McMahon,
I
a
think
really good defensive player. He does also take a lot of walks. McMahon, I do know he's pretty high in walk rate in the MLB, but Rockies. While you look that up, um, uh, yeah, ESPN's giving this a C. I don't know. I'm not as familiar with these guys. It sounds like they're not doing great in high A ball. And it sounds like their stuff is still, they're not throwing particularly hard. Um, okay, I lied. Gross is, but it sounds like their secondary stuff and command has been an issue. But um, one of them was drafted last year, and they came out of LSU. So for me, that
oh
alone, like
yeah,
that's even if it was drafted sixth round, I think that's a solid acquisition. I think you're drafting from a prestigious, uh, potentially turning into blue blood um, baseball program in LSU, and like it's not a slouch to acquire a guy that played there, especially within the last couple of years. So I do like the acquisition. I think that was Herring. Yeah, it was Herring that was from LSU. Gross, I don't know as much. It sounds like he's the one that struggled a bit more. I'm gonna give the Rockies a B minus. I think C's a little harsh. I think Herring to me alone, where he came from, can boost up their trade grade a little bit. It just comes down to development and pitching in Colorado. That's a big concern too. But yeah, I think they could have done better, but I don't think it's as bad as ESPN's saying. So Yankees definitely won though. I will say that. I think the Yankees won this trade. So what are your thoughts?
yeah. So I looked up the Rosario defensive stats. Apparently, he is among one of the worst in the league. So on that side
I
of
thought
things,
so. I was
I was
like,
gonna
I
say
don't think Rosario's
no.
that good.
I didn't
I didn't
think
think it
so
was one of the
either.
worst though.
Because I remember his time at Cleveland, and I was like, I don't think he was that great in Cleveland, but couldn't fully remember the past couple years because it has been a couple years since he's been with Cleveland. But apparently, he's still one of the worst. So
That's
they
insane.
didn't
I don't.
they didn't help themselves on that aspect. But yeah, no, I agree. Getting McMahon was something that they needed. They need a bat also,
Hmm.
and they haven't done that with these two trades. Um, McMahon fills the need for very much defensive help. I think he's been a finalist for the Gold Glove like 4 years in a row. So he hasn't won it, unfortunately, because you got Nolan Arenado on the other side in St. Louis, who seems to win it every single year. But McMahon is still a really solid defender,
Yeah,
and I feel like for the Yankees right now, that may be even more needed than a bat.
100% a bat. Yeah.
And so I feel like on that side of things, I'll give them a B for that. I think McMahon's a lefty, so he does get that short porch out in right field. So that could be helpful for him. Um, maybe get some power. So maybe it'll end up being a higher grade, but I say for now it'll be a B, and then probably for the prospects I'll give the Rockies probably a C minus, or not a C minus. Woo, wrong grade. B minus.
B minus.
Just
Okay.
because they need prospects. Obviously, they're not going to win at all the next couple years, and so they need some guys that they can develop, get ready, and hopefully go on a run here soon. But maybe not. Uh, but yeah, no, they just need something over there, and McMahon probably wasn't going to re-sign with you because you just don't look like you're going to compete soon, and I think McMahon wants to finally just start competing. So I feel like for the Rockies, it's good to get something out of this rather than just seeing them walk in free agency. And you knew the Yankees needed this, so you could pull the strings a little bit more for
Mm-hmm.
the guys that you got in return.
100%.
But yeah, no,
Um,
the Yankees need to go get something that can, or someone that can help their fielding, because one out of the two trades did that, and the I
other one's gonna
and
make it
now
worse.
I was saying now
It's like
seeing how
cancel each other
bad,
out.
I'm like, well, that you got Ahmed Rosario, who's not really great offensively either, and if he's not, he's just quick, and he's not great defensively. What are you doing? I think Volpe is an issue for the Yankees.
He's been a big problem.
You have to find something different than him, and you're gonna have to, unfortunately, in my opinion, just say bye to Volpe because he's not helping you at all. He's not
Give up
hitting
on him.
well,
Oh wow.
so like he's not helping you on that aspect of things. Obviously, his defense has been a question for concern the past couple years now, and I even saw somewhere yesterday where apparently his base running isn't that great either. So it seems like he's just not. He just, I feel like, needs a new place, and
He needs a smaller market.
I think with Volpe, you just gotta move on from him. And I'm gonna say this, and this may be controversial. Boone's not your guy.
That's
I
not controversial. The Yankee
um
fans want him fired for
I
years now.
I'm just I don't think
Yeah.
it's out there yet, but like Boone's got to go because this is 2 years in a row now where you know your issues. Your issue is the defensive side of the ball, and you did nothing to help the team get better on that side. We all know they have offense. We all know that they can score runs, but the defense is what actually will win you a World Series in the playoffs. We saw that in Game 5 last year in the World Series. Dodgers scored 5 unearned runs
That's
and took over the
unacceptable.
series.
That's unacceptable.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be the same issue again.
Mm-hmm.
Only this time they're gonna be bounced probably in the ALDS. They're
If
gonna be
they make
bounced
it at this
earlier.
point,
That's true. Yeah, I
because
guess
they're
they're in a wild card
sliding
spot.
hard,
They're sliding hard.
and
But to be
Boston's
fair,
and
to
Boston's
be
creeping.
fair, a couple other playoff teams are sliding. There's a lot of sliding and up and down right now. Power shift, as we say right now, going on in the AL, whereas NL seeming to be a little sturdier. Um, but yeah, those are all our trades. Hall of Fame, Nick Kurtz legend legacy game. Let us know y'all's thoughts. We are running on time, so I'm just kind of like I want to talk about one of these other things and just push off the other for another time. Um, uh, we could go NFL. I think this is the more pressing things to talk about right now compared to the others. Christian Wilkins, and then we'll very briefly bring out Rashawn Slater's extension that just happened about an hour and a half ago. So, but Christian Wilkins, he was released by the Raiders. A lot of drama with that. Obviously, he's had a foot problem, doesn't want to get surgery, is my understanding. The sub Raiders dumped him. And on top of that, Adam Schefter added to it that part of the reason he got released is because he ran into an incident with one of his teammates, whatever that means. I have no idea. And, Schefter usually is relatively okay at his job, but it could also be pure bull crap. So, And I know I'll let you go on the NFLPA side of things, but what are your reactions to him being released, and where do you think he ends up if he signs with anybody this year? He should, but
Yeah. Um, I was shocked to see this. Um, I feel like this is a Christian Wilkins. I feel like is a guy even with Miami that was solid for them. He's not going to be a guy that gets you a bunch of stats, but he's a solid defensive tackle that will um, take on offensive linemen. Like he is powerful. He's solid. And so I was just surprised to see that he got dropped, even if it's a foot injury, and it requires surgery or whatever it is. I just feel like it's not. It just was. I feel like Oakland messed up on this one because he's 29 years old or about to turn 30, one of the two, or is 30. He's still young. He relatively young, um, and he just has the stats to back up that he's a solid veteran guy for a team that is striving for veteran leadership. You got Max Crosby on that line,
line.
but that's about it. And so you got a lot of young guys on that squad, especially defensively. And so I feel like he would have been a solid guy for other people to learn from. On the NFLPA side, they filed a grievance on Wilkins' behalf. I think it's because they released him um, without. Hold on. I don't know. It doesn't actually say. But they. Wilkins wants to, in a sense, press charges against the Raiders to. Oh no, it's because they voided the guaranteed money
Yeah,
due
that's right.
due
Yeah,
to the failure to maintain his physical condition to play. Um, so that's why the NFLPA is suing or filing a grievance on his behalf. I think that's right. I don't feel like he would have shown up to training camp out of shape or not able to play. So as to where he goes, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of different teams that are gonna probably put their name in the ring. I feel like it's hard to find good defensive tackles. Um, I would say the Cowboys, but we've got no money. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of teams that could benefit from getting him. I know you mentioned New England. I feel like once again that's a team, especially in a Vrabel style
hmm
defense, he would fit. And once again, New England still a little bit young, brings a good veteran leadership to a team that is trying to bounce back.
100%. Um, yeah, for me, Raiders. Not much to say other than the fact that it was just a really stupid move on you, and you're just not helping beat the allegations that you're a poverty franchise. So if Tom Brady can't even save you, who was already part owner, I don't understand why we had to announce that that he's part of the team, buying part of it when he sealed his fate as part time owner and back in 2001. But sorry, Raiders fans, had to bring it up. But if Tom Brady can't even save you, you're cooked. Yeah, I think it's a wild move, especially with Pete Carroll. I mean, yeah, I'm sure he had it's a pretty blunt decision. He was part of the decision in doing so, and so um, it looks like he's trying to establish a culture, but it's just like feels like this is the wrong way to do it. Um, but at the same time, maybe he feels pressure to do something like this just because you're in a division that's becoming really good.
Yeah,
The Chargers with Harbaugh are looking a lot better. The Broncos with Bo Nix are looking like dark horse contenders. We'll see if he takes that next step to the next level. But what it looks like right now, you now have three teams you have to deal with, and you're still down in the cellar. So maybe there's just a pressure to feel like you really have to set the tone with your team. Um, I just don't think this is the right move. He's a good leader. He's a good player. I just put him on the PUP. I don't know. I just it doesn't make sense to me. So and how you're just throwing yourself in a circus with this lawsuit. So we'll see what happens with that. In terms of where he goes, I mean, I know New England likes to throw themselves out in a lot of rumors whenever possible. It is, he was from the New England area, so that definitely helps. I don't foresee them doing it. We'll see. If he goes to New England, Wilkins will have to wait like 3 months to sign because this is what we did with Stephon Diggs. We was like, will Diggs go to New England? Will he go to New England? Like most teams will like have the rumor like a day or two and then sign. New England literally waited like 5.5 weeks to sign Diggs. It took forever. So they're not the type of organization that just jumps into things, and I think there's going to be a team desperate enough that still feels the need they need him. He could go back to Miami.
Yeah.
Miami's a team that needs a guy. Dallas it could use a guy like him. It just depends on what he's looking for money wise. Have no idea. Tennessee, I feel like could probably maybe potentially use him. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I think it's just going to be. I just don't know who has money, and I think that's why New England was a big reason why he could go there. You're from there. New England has $60 million in cap space. My biggest problem is you already spent all that money on Milton Williams, and you have Christian Barmore. So you're really gonna spend 90+ million on three guys in your defensive tackle area. It would be a interesting approach, but we'll see. Mike Vrabel's a defensive guy, and he likes those kinds of players, and we'll see what comes out of it. I would love to have him. It's a good player. Didn't like him in Miami for obvious reasons.
I mean, you could also get him if he wins this
If he wins the
lawsuit.
lawsuit, then heck yeah,
He
but
he, he
that's
could come
just going to
play.
make it a lot harder to sign because
Yeah.
then he just would want to go to a contender, right? So yeah, I know it looks like it says Ravens, Falcons, Jets. It seems like a Ravens move. I'm gonna say screw it. I'm going Ravens or Falcons. I'm gonna go Ravens.
Hmm.
That's my prediction. It just seems like they're always defensive savvy.
The
He'd be with
Jets.
the Harbaugh.
The Jets won't sign him because of
Um,
his Madden rating.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. That's unbelievable. Oh my gosh. Maybe we should put him higher on our likable list, to be honest, because if that's your owner,
That's true.
maybe they should.
That's true.
Maybe we're a little harsh on you, Jets fans. Let us know. We weren't as harsh as the Giants, I think, though. So, but the other deal was really quickly, just really a quick grade on it. Rashawn Slater, 4-year, 100. I believe it was $114 million. Yep, 4-year extension to stay with the Chargers. What would you grade that? It makes him the highest paid offensive lineman in NFL history, by the way.
Sheesh. That's a lot of money. Um, the Chargers need it though. They need offensive line help to protect Herbert, and he's been one of the more solid offensive linemen in the league the
Premier.
past couple years. So I feel like it's probably a pretty solid move. Lock him down for 4 more years. Get a solid guy to protect Herbert. And it sounds like the guy on the other side, their rookie, is also
Alt
doing
or something like that?
yeah
Yeah.
is doing pretty good in training camp too, and is holding off Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. So seems like they'll have both sides protected at this point, which Herbert
They
needs
got
because
Yeah.
he's been under fire every single year since he got there.
They need help on the interior, is my understanding. I'm
So
giving this. Oh
I,
yeah,
I
sorry.
would give it an A minus. Feel like it's a lot of money, but if you really feel the need, I'll give it an A minus.
I'm gonna be based. I'm going A plus. It's crazy. It's a lot of money. It is only 92 guaranteed, so it's not fully
Okay.
guaranteed. Here's my thing. John Harbaugh is a genius when it comes to running the ball. He knows better than anything with the offensive line. He gets his guy. He is establishing what he wants to put together in LA. I think this is a phenomenal move. I think you needed to keep him. He's one of the best in the business. He's young. I think 2 years younger, a year or two younger than me. Um, he's just a phenomenal player. It is expensive, but that's the price you pay to get premier guys. Um, and when they're the best of the best, like him, Tristan Wirfs, another guy that it
Yeah.
comes to mind. You want those guys, and the fact you can bring them back and just continue to let them to get even better under Harbaugh's system. I love this move. A plus might be a little high, but I'm really high on this move for the Chargers. I think it's fantastic. So we'll see how it ages, but I think it's good for the Chargers. Um, so yeah, that's all I have to say. We had other stuff, but we were running really long. So next week we'll get into a couple NHL contracts. We'll finally hopefully get around to the WNBA shirts. See what the people think. And then a contract extension. Billy Donovan. I don't understand how that happened, but we will get into that. But Daniel, do you have any last second things before we go?
No, the Billy Donovan's wild.
Yeah, Bull's gonna bowl. That's how I'm gonna end the chat. Um, until then, we'll see y'all later, and we'll post that poll later tonight. So we'll see what the people say. See ya.